Hello, I am Mary Margaret Carnes from North Pontotoc Middle School. Today we'll be diving deep into famous Mississippians, which coincides with Standards 8 and 9. Mississippi's rich cultural diversity is a major factor in the state's literary heritage. The tradition of oral narratives, legends, and storytelling is an integral part of Mississippi's history. Mississippi writers are also influenced by a strong sense of place. Mississippi's performing and visual arts and sports are also connected to this diversity. Native American culture is celebrated yearly at the Choctaw Indian Fair. European folklore is evident in Lent, Mardi Gras, architecture, music, dance, and cuisine. Chinese New Year and Vietnamese Tet are also celebrated in our state. African influences are widespread in Mississippi culture and diversity. Influences in language, art, music, and religion can all be attributed to African origin. The mixing of the cultural dynamics has produced a tradition of literature, performing and visual arts, and athletics that is exceptional. We'll first look at our literary figures. William Faulkner, born 1897, died 1962. William Faulkner grew up in Oxford. Setting in his novels and short stories take place in fictional Yoknapatawpha County. William Faulkner once said, "To understand the world, you must first understand a place like Mississippi." His universal themes include greed, dignity, class, distinction, racial prejudice, love, hate, jealousy, and violence. His two famous novels is The Sound and the Fury and As I Lay Dying, both of which have been made into feature films. Next, we'll look at Richard Wright, born 1908, passed 1960. He was born to sharecroppers in Adams County, close to Natchez. He moved to Chicago to escape racism in the South. His novel's main theme is the black man's struggle to maintain dignity in a white man's world. His famous novels include Native Son and Black Boy. Our performing artists in Mississippi include B.B. King, Elvis Presley, and Morgan Freeman. First, let's look at B.B. King. He was born 1925, passed 2015. B.B. King is from Indianola, Mississippi. That's in the Delta. He is the greatest of Mississippi's blues musicians. He has a famous guitar, which he named Lucille. He has recorded over 50 records. He has won 15 Grammy Awards. In 1987, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he ranks third among the greatest guitarists of all time. Please listen to a collection of B.B. King's top 10 greatest hits.
Not too tall, complexion is fair. Man, she knocks me out the way she wears her hair. You upsets me, baby. Yes, you upsets me, baby. Like being hit by a falling tree. Woman, what you do to me? Oh, won't you come on, baby? Baby, please hurry home. Oh, won't you come on, baby? Baby, please hurry home. Yes, I'm tired of sleeping by myself and I'm tired of being alone. Oh, yeah. Well, where the men's hang out at. Well, I'm not now. The thrill is gone. It's gone away for good. Oh, the thrill is gone. Baby, it's gone away for good.
The second performing artist we'll be exploring today is Elvis Presley. Elvis was born in 1935 and passed in 1977. He was born in Tupelo, Mississippi. His first #1 hit was Heartbreak Hotel. He is known as the king of rock and roll. Elvis has sold more than 1 billion records and starred in more than 40 movies. His famous home, Graceland, is located in Memphis, Tennessee. He died unexpectedly in 1977. Please listen to Elvis's #1 hit.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there and they began to play. The band was jumping and the drum began to swing. You should have heard this knocked out jailbird sing. Let it rock. Everybody let it rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Spider Murphy played his tenor saxophone. Little Joe was blowing on the slide trombone. Number 4 Vanilla Law was crash, boom, bang. The whole rhythm section was a purple gang. Let it rock. Everybody let it rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Number 47 said to number 3, you the cutest jailbird I ever did see. I still would be delighted with your company. Come on and do the jailhouse rock with me. Let it rock. Everybody let it rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Let it rock. Sad sack was sitting on a block of stone. We're over in the corner weeping all alone. The warden said, hey buddy, don't you be no square. We can't find a partner, use a wooden chair. Let it rock. Everybody let it rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. Shifty Henry said the books for heaven's sake. No one's looking at a chance to make a break. Brother turned to Shifty and he said, Nix, Nix, I wanna stick around, I wanna get my kick. Let it rock. Everybody let it rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. 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 Dancing to the
Our third performing artist is Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman was born in 1937 to the present. He lives in Charleston, Mississippi, which is also in the Delta. He has the ability to portray a variety of characters, such as soldiers, policemen, a crook, cowboy, and a chauffeur. His major movies include Glory, The Shawshank Redemption, and $1 Million Baby. Morgan is one of America's favorite narrators due to his strong and melodious voice. Please watch the interview with Morgan Freeman.
In this changing world, it's harder than ever to find something extraordinary.
My voice ain't like that.
One thing I can tell you, if you're looking to improve the sound of your voice, yawn a lot.
Yawn a lot.
Yawn a lot. Yeah.
Why? Tell me why.
It relaxes your throat muscles. It relaxes your vocal cords. And as soon as they relax, tone drops. The lower your voice is, the better you sound.
So if I yawned a lot,
Yes.
I might start sounding like Morgan Freeman.
No, but you would certainly get a deeper voice. But every once in a while, a symbol of hope breaks through.
Were you annoyed that he got the trailer voiceover and you didn't?
Man, look, I mean, I've done voiceover work. It's Morgan Freeman, man. Like, what are you going to do? You know, like, take it, bro. I can't compete with that.
Do you ever talk just to hear the sound of your own voice?
If you're talking just to hear the sound of your own voice, you don't have anything really to say.
Have you got a Morgan Freeman impression?
If you see Harry, ask him because he's got a really good one.
No, I don't. I mean, I would try to, but it's terrible. I would always go Vsauce like that. It's terrible.
Now we will move to visual artist. Our two visual artists we're looking at today is Richmond Barth and Walter Anderson. Richmond Barth was born in 1901 and passed in 1989. He's from Bay St. Louis, which is on the coast. He is one of America's important African American sculptors in American history. His sculptors include average citizens, famous peoples, and celebrities. If you'll notice on the beginning title page, there is a bust of Booker T. Washington. His works have been exhibited at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. Our second visual artist is Walter Anderson. He was born in 1903 and passed in 1965. Walter is from Ocean Springs, which is on the coast. His themes for his paintings come from nature and Mayan civilization. He is considered America's premier watercolorist. After Walter's death, his family discovered 7,000 plus watercolor paintings in his home. Last but not least, we're going to look at sports heroes of Mississippi. On the title cover, there is an image of the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum, which is located in Jackson, Mississippi. Our first sports hero is Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice was born in 1962 to the present. Jerry Rice played football for East Oktibbeha County High School and Mississippi Valley State University. He was named the greatest player in history of the National Football League. He played in the NFL from 1985 to 2005, a 20-year career. Jerry was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2010. He holds numerous records. He has won 3 Super Bowls, 13 Pro Bowls, and 10 All-Pro teams.
You might take from this place not only the memory of greatness, but its inspiration as well.
In the summertime and holidays, I would work with my father laying bricks for homes and businesses. We started at 5 a.m. and finished after dark. It was hot, hard work. My brothers and I would be the supply chain for bricks, and many times I would be the last link between the bricks and my father. Sometimes I would balance myself on a scaffolding, 2 stories up, and catch bricks thrown to me from the ground. There was a certain standard. There were no shortcuts. The concrete had to be laid a certain way. The bricks had to be stacked because any slowdown was money lost. It was a lot of pressure. And I didn't want to let my father down. I was afraid to fail. I'm here to tell you that the fear of failure is the engine that has driven me throughout my entire life. It flies in the faces of all these sports psychologists who say you have to let go of your fears to be successful, and that negative thoughts will diminish performance. Even before I played sports, I ran everywhere. I didn't even know why, but I guess I was preparing myself for something. Destined for something, but I didn't know what. One day, my sophomore year at B.L. Moore High School, I decided to play hooky with a friend, and we got caught by the school principal. He saw how fast I sprinted away from him and realized I could put my speed to better use. So after waxing with a leather strap, he forced me to meet with Charles Davis, our head football coach, who convinced me to come out for the team. Coach Davis made us run hills after practice, 40 yards up, 40 yards down, a training regimen I kept doing 20 seasons in the NFL. I wasn't the most physical or the fastest receiver in the NFL, but they never clocked me on the way to the end zone. But this is finally it. There are no more routes to run. No more touchdowns to score. No more records to set. That young boy from Mississippi has finally stopped running. Let me stand here and catch my breath. Let me inhale it all in one more time.
Our next sports figure is Cool Papa. His actual name is James Thomas Cool Papa Bell. Born 1901, passed 1991. Cool Papa is considered baseball's fastest player. He moved to St. Louis, Missouri in 1920. In 1922, Cool Papa signed with St. Louis Stars. He is a switch hitter with a 300-plus batting average. He claims he stole 122 bases during a 200-game stretch. In 1951, Cool Papa retired after 29 years. He is a first native-born Mississippian to be inducted in the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Please watch the interview of Cool Papa Bell.
President of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, and welcome to this moment in Negro Leagues baseball history. He was from Starksville, Mississippi, and landed in St. Louis, Missouri, and nobody slowed him down. I'm talking about the legendary James Thomas Cool Papa Bell, still believed to be the fastest man to ever play this game. Clocked him in an amazing 12 seconds, circling the bases from home to home. His good friend Satchel Paige said of Cool that he was so fast, he could walk in a room, turn off the lights, get in bed, pull up the covers before the room went dark. That's a true story. But I can tell you this, you don't have to fix the light speed of Cool Papa Bell. Cool Papa Bell once stole 175 bases in a less than 200-game season. He twice scored from first base on a bunt in exhibition games against Major League All-Stars. My dear friend Buck O'Neil would say they were playing in Mexico, and Cool goes from first to third so fast on a single that the Mexican team stopped the game because they swore he had cut across the diamond. The legendary Cool Papa Bell used his blazing speed to run down everything in the outfield and to turn singles into doubles, doubles into triples, and triples into inside the park home runs. He ran his way all the way into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. James Thomas Cool Papa Bell, someone you should know.
This historical moment was brought to you by the Negro League Baseball Museum, located in Kansas City, Missouri, and in association with Cascade Media Group.
I hope you have learned something new from this presentation of Famous Mississippian. If you have time, you can look up your own famous Mississippian and add to the presentation. Thanks, and have a great day.